This is a prime example of exactly what causes sole ulcers on cows' feet. Let's see if there is one.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
So clearly this is a pretty overgrown foot. It's bulbous, there's loose horn, it's oversized, it's uneven, there's too much weight on this side, and actually this part, the periopal horn, you haven't really heard me say that word before, periopal horn, is overgrown as well. We need to cut it all back and see if there's an ulcer in here, which I predict there is. I have been wrong before. Craig's back, he's over there, look. Hey Craig! Way! Not that I missed him, one bit.
Having trimmed hundreds of thousands of cows' feet, as soon as I lift a cow's foot in the air, I make an assumption, a judgment call, because I've seen these feet time and time again. That doesn't always mean that judgment call is right, and that's part of the process. That is why we have 5 steps and we work rigorously through them in a certain process to make sure we don't miss any problems, because we've assumed something else is wrong. This is a prime example of why we use those set steps. I assumed this cow had a sole ulcer because of the conformation of her foot and because of the overgrowth that was there. But now, having trimmed a little back with the grinder, it's clear to me now that she has a deep white line defect, and you're just about to see the extent of it. This cow's foot was overgrown, and because of that overgrowth she had poor foot angle, which led me to think she would probably have a sole ulcer. In this case though, it turns out that overgrowth is not the cause of the problem, it's actually the symptom. This cow has a deep white line defect, and because of that she's in pain, and because she's in pain, naturally, just like we would, she's avoiding using it at all costs. That means we should be thinking of this foot not as overgrown, but as underworn. The lack of wear is causing this overgrowth to materialise, and that in turn is causing that bruising and could lead to a sole ulcer. Right now, the main problem is this white line defect, and we're just about to deal with it properly.
Now that I've got the bulk of it back, I can feel it's still slightly oversized, so we're going to use the grinder again, just to level it up. So this is not a sole ulcer, this is a white line defect. Which means I was wrong. The priority here, by the way, is not filming this cow's foot, it's trimming this cow's foot. So sometimes my hands will get in the way like this, and I can only apologise. But priorities, priorities, priorities! See here, this is all still loose. So yes, I've not quite finished here. And if I had finished here and it was perfect, we'd still not have done a good job. Because this does not affect this in any true way. The problem is growing from here downwards, so we need to fix this part of the problem to have made any real difference. See, so it looked like we were nearly coming to an end, but there's still loose horn all the way up here to the coronet. This bit here, the coronary band, the hairline, where the hair meets the horn. And we'll round it out like that, look. I used to work in metal work, and if you cut a piece of metal to a square inside angle, so in other words, like if you're cutting a square out of a piece of metal, it would tear easily. So we used to put rounds in the corners of any hole that we cut square or triangularly so that it didn't tear. And this is the same sort of scenario. If this crack came to a complete dead stop and it was a sharp edge, it would continue to crack all the way up here and continue to be a problem. We've rounded it out here now like this. So this horn will grow down really nicely now. We just need to finish getting rid of the rest of this loose, scracky horn because it is not helping.
Once I've moved my hand out of the way, you're just about to see that there is a good height difference between the medial, or the good claw, and the bad claw. But we're still going to apply a block quickly to make sure there is no weight whatsoever on the problem. And now that that's done, we just dress it with iodine and let nature do its thing.
And just like that, we're all done and ready to go. So this was a white line defect, possibly caused by some sort of injury from the cow banging herself off a hard edge like a step or a piece of concrete or something like that. Or it could actually have been caused by illness. When her feet swell, there's nowhere for that swelling pressure to go, so it bursts out the side of the horn and it causes immense pain. This trim should sort it out though. This block will take all of the weight away from that sore claw and she'll be much more comfortable straight away. As comfortable as possible anyway.
And that, folks, brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching.